Thank you very much for the wonderful introduction. Well, do you all remember that there was this time that you have very important things to do and you keep delaying it? Or maybe not just one time, a lot of time. Or how many of you, like me, have a to-do checklist, but maybe it only works once a while, or it doesn't work at all? So yeah, it's funny sometimes when we know exactly what we need to do, but we keep drag and drag until God knows when, and finally gotten ourselves into troubles, or possibly even other people into troubles, and yet we were still pretending that nothing happened and continue watch drama. So we fail to complete our assignments, fail to study for exams, get out on time, check on our loved ones, and a lot more. And all these little things keep us further and further off track. I know this well because I failed all of them. I lost my job, I lost my company, couldn't go to college, ended up with hundred thousands of debt, and if you believe it, still happily procrastinating. Incredible. I thought that I am born failure until I discovered the two missing elements that has been preventing me from taking massive action in life. So I finally found the secret code to breaking the cage that has been locking all of us down. I realized that by managing these two key elements, you are able to do things and take actions much easier. You no longer need to force yourself and discipline yourself. So imagine this: you can take action happily and effortlessly. How good can that be? But is that even possible? Yes. The CAGE formula is about building great clarity and commitment towards the things that we wanted to do and achieve. Hence, the C stands for clarity and commitment. Clarity means that you have to be clear. If you are not clear of what you are doing or why you are doing it, it's impossible for you to even commit. So here are the things that you need to be clear of. The two keys to action taking: goals and emotion. So now, A equals to G times E means action is equals to goal or the purpose times the emotions towards the goal. Only with the right goal and right emotions, we will all take massive action effortlessly. If the goal and the emotion is not resonating with you, you will have a very hard time forcing yourself to get things done. Now, let me give you an example. Let's say that you want to start a habit of waking up early in the morning at 5 a.m. But if you don't have a reason or purpose to wake up that early, you won't. No purpose, no goal, no action. So yeah, say now we set a goal, and the goal is to exercise before you go to work. But maybe you're not the fitness kind of person, so your emotion towards this goal is not exciting, not motivating, and sounds like a lot of effort. So wrong emotion equals to wrong action, which is snoozing the alarm clock. That's what we all do, isn't it? Alright, so how about we change the entire goal and emotions completely? Alright, say you're waking up early to have breakfast with your loved one every morning before you go to work, and for certain reasons you can't have breakfast, you can't have lunch or dinner together, so breakfast is your only option. And it just so happened at that time is the period you were madly and deeply in love. You remember those kind of period? Yeah. So you will probably wake up automatically every morning, cook breakfast, and send him or her off to work. Then you look forward to every morning. So strong emotions build strong actions. The stronger your emotions, the bigger the actions that you will take. Well, of course, as years go by, the emotions wears off and the action might becomes weaker. The only possible reasons why you're still waking up in the morning, early in the morning, is because it has become your habit, or another emotion taking place, like fear of being met every morning. Yeah. So there are 3 lessons that I wanted to share with you when you apply CAGE. So the first one is simply watch your goal and emotion closely. Lousy one create lousy results. You need to visualize your goals, be honest with your emotion, embrace them, stay truthful with them, and strengthen them. So that's the first lesson. When I was 12, I watched my music teacher competing on stage. So I was very thrilled that time. I remember very clearly the atmospheres, the excitement, the music, and I can literally picture myself performing on the stage. I was so mesmerized with performing in front of thousands of people. Since then, it has become my dream. But when I was 15, I had the chance to perform in one of my dream hall in New York. However, I need to win the national open level championship in order for me to represent my country and to perform there. So at that time, I was only like in grade 5 in music, and I have to compete with all these teachers and professionals. So it's kind of like almost impossible. But because my visions and my emotions towards this is so strong, I actually can practice 4 to 8 hours every single day after school. Most of the time at midnight, because I can just put on my earphone and no one will disturb me there. So every single time I practice, I can imagine myself performing in front of thousands of audience every single time. So when your goal is very clear and your emotion is so strong, you will enter a state of flow, or some people call it zone. Okay, have you ever being very focused into doing something that you lost track of time? Yeah, that's it. So I can practice all the way until sunrise and go to school straight right after. I remember I practiced so hard, literally, that I broke the keys on my piano. Yes, I did. So in 1999, my team won the national championship, and we represented Malaysia to the World Music Festival in Avery Fisher Hall, New York City. I remember that our performance was very well received, then that we were invited again to Los Angeles as an international guest performer. Well, when we are back, despite all these perks and success, I flunked my grade 6 music exam. I became very lazy and practiced very little. Then I noticed I don't understand the reason, or I don't have a purpose of passing my grades. I didn't even create one. I didn't even set any. So this is how I realized the huge difference when you have the right goal and the right emotions. The right goal will set you to the right direction. The clearer it is, the clearer your path. The right emotions will fill you up with positive energy, and the stronger the emotion, the stronger the energy. So you need to constantly observe and watch your goal and emotion closely. All right. Now, the next lesson is create a goal if you do not have any. If you have something to do and you don't have a reason to it, you have 2 choices. One is either you scrap it, don't do it. 2, you set a purpose or goal of why you need to do it. When I was tutoring last time, one of my students was doing quite badly in language, especially English. Since English is not his native language, so he doesn't really like the subject. But he liked playing games though. So I introduced him to an online MMORPG games. So for those who doesn't play online games there, so this is type of games where thousands of people will play together on the same platform, discovering imaginary world and building their own avatar. So he loved this game very much, even though it is in English. But in this kind of game, you need to interact a lot. You need to do quests, trade items, make friends, talk to people, and create teams. So he was kind of like struggling with it. So I have to I taught him a few lines for him to get about in the game. Boy, after that, ever since then, you have no idea how much he start paying attention in class, doing homeworks, and learn new words and sentences. Then now he has a reason to learn English. From the game, he started to enjoy chatting with other people, communicating, and slowly he built his confidence in the language. So from failing in his exam, he makes so much progress over time to getting good grades. And in 3 years time, he actually gotten an A for the very first time in English exam. So from something that he hate to something that he ace. See how powerful it is when you figure out a reason and a purpose or a goal that you can enjoy the entire process, even though if it's something that you might not like. If you have an assignment that you don't like, work that you are reluctant to do, or boring routine, find a purpose that you can achieve from there. Look for an outcome that is compelling and think of how you can enjoy the entire process. So if it's something that you really need to do, whether you like it or not, why not set a goal that you can enjoy the process? So that is lesson number 2. Set a goal if you do not have any. Now, the last lesson is this. Change the goal if the emotions towards the goal is not right. If your emotion towards the goal is destructive, change it. If your emotion is weak, change it. If you don't resonate with it, change it. If you don't feel like it, change it. I know you may set goal and feel happy about it, but if you still find that you are still procrastinating, you need to change the goal. Don't be afraid to change the perspective of the things that you wanted to do. The new goal may be different, but you can still achieve the same outcome. Or, if believe me, you can even get better outcome from better perspective. So early this year, I wanted to start a new habit of running. I know the fact that I am not the type of person who is motivated with getting fit and having healthy lifestyle and all, but I just want to look good. I wanted to get rid of my lumpy tummy and build a little bit muscles here and there so that I can feel good when I go to the beach. Hence, I joined a small running group together with a few of my friends so that we can motivate and give each others a little push to build a consistent running habit. Our target is 688 kilometers until the end of July. So I was pretty excited about it and started running. The first week was okay. We did run. But the second and third week, I stopped running because I was busy. Well, I was busy. Does that sound familiar? So in the month of January, I only managed 19.5 kilometers, which is a little bit more than half a kilometer a day. Actually, that's kind of like less than crossing the street to buy lunch. Then it comes February, which is more difficult because it was a Chinese New Year period. I told myself, it is okay. Let's do this for real this time. And I managed 20.8 kilometers. Hardly any better from the previous month. The only thing that I learned from all this is I don't like cardio. Obviously, it's not working. I guess looking good is not good enough to motivate me. So I have to change my reason of running. So the reason I run now is to listen to podcasts, ebook, and affirmations to rewire my mind. So I changed my focus to running, to listening. I have always loved listening to talks and podcasts. So since then, I will go out jogging almost every day because it's kind of like one of my favorite time of the day. Well, I still don't really like the actual running work, but I enjoy the entire process very much. So by half the month, I did 13 runs. And by the end of March, I have completed 166 kilometers. So don't worry to change the perspective on how you look at things or the things that you wanted to achieve. You can always change to a better goal and emotion. And by doing that, you can even gain better outcome and results from it. So that's lesson number 3. I have been using this formula quite extensively, and I am still a work in progress. So I learn more and more every day, not just from myself, but also from the people around me. So by managing these 2 elements, you will find yourself procrastinate lesser and take more actions to be productive. If you wonder how some people are such a massive action taker, it is simply that they are just very clear, they have very good clarity of their goals, and they have strong emotions strengthen their commitment towards it. Goals and emotions are abundant. Anyone can create goals, and every human has emotion. So the art of taking action is not exclusively only to those successful and powerful people. It is already inside all of us. You can do it, I can do it, everyone can do it. The only matter is, would you do it? So whenever you find yourself procrastinating, look into your goal and emotion. It is just that simple. Again, by mastering this formula, we will be able to take massive action effortlessly. So I hope that my sharing today here on the CAGE formula would enable all of us to break the cage that has been locking us down from taking action. My name is Marcus, and thank you very much.